Hey everybody, it's John Corelli, your average guy with his average guy's opinions. This is, excuse me, this is episode number 43, and I'd like to talk about the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem and how unnecessary they are to a free society, in my opinion. Um, there's some controversy. Holy shit, I can't talk today, guys. Bear with me. Controversy going on right now in the NBA because Mark Cuban is no longer playing the national anthem at Dallas Mavericks games. As many of you know, he's been a controversial owner in the past. I'm not going to go through why. Frankly, I'm okay with him. I don't have a problem with him. I think it's kind of funny that he owns a team called the Mavericks, and he's kind of a maverick himself. But there's, I guess, the last 13 or 14 games, he has not played the national anthem. Of course, there haven't been a lot of fans, if any, in the stands, so it doesn't really matter. I think it's a big indoctrination anyway. I don't think it's necessary to have the national anthem played at the beginning of any sport ball games. I don't know why it's done, except to indoctrinate people into getting all fired up about being a citizen of this country. Um, because no other country does it that I know of. I think they do it in Canada for the for National Hockey League games, but I don't think they do it for anything else. That was just us wanting them to do it too, and maybe paying a little respect. When there's both a Canadian team and an American team that plays in an NHL game, they do play both anthems. Who cares? Why do we even have national anthems? Who cares? We worry way too much about nationalism, in my opinion. We just worry about taking care of each other. We'd be a much better off. I mean, nationalism isn't just another reason to divide us and keep us warlike and to put money into these huge military machines that we think protect us. It's all a bunch of rich people just using us as pawns, really. Um, and of course, this kind of goes. Here's what little I know about the national anthem. Okay, um, I know that. Well, I don't know when it was written. I believe it was written. Star Spangled Banner, I believe, was written just after or during the Revolutionary War by Francis Scott Key. I think that's right. you know the bombs bursting in air, rockets' red glare, all that had to do with the war. I need to look into it. I didn't do my research there, but I usually don't do research on these because I'm an average guy. Average guys don't do research, so. Um, but I don't know when it started being introduced at the beginning of games. I'm sure that was. I'm guessing that was something that probably happened during the Cold War, maybe the 40s or 50s, when we were afraid of communism taking over this country. Which, if anything, we should have been, you know, afraid of the opposite, fascism taking over this country. Although any system, let's be real, whether it's communism, socialism, capitalism, is only as good as the people running it. And unfortunately, the people at the top are easily influenced by greed, greed for many things, greed for power, greed for sex, greed for money. And that's, we're only as good as the people at the top and the people who run these systems. Anyway, getting off track a little bit. I want to go back to the 1990s. I want to say 97, 98, right around there. The Denver Nuggets had a really good, one of the best pure shooters to ever play the game. His name was Chris Jackson originally, and then he became Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. He converted to Islam, and he would not come out of the locker room during the national anthem, which I think is actually the best way for him to handle it, right? He's not trying to do anything disrespectful. He's not taking a knee, and don't get me started on that. Actually, this is a perfect place to get me started on that, but I'll get back to that. Um, he would sit in the locker room and pray, or just sit there and wait until the national anthem was over, and then come out for. Uh, I don't know if they did not sure if they did introductions for the team members because he was a starter, so he had to be introduced. I don't know if they did that before or after the national anthem back then. I thought that was usually before, but I could be wrong. So he stayed in the locker, and then some members of the media is like, where's Rauf? And it came out that, well, he was due to his conversion to Islam, he said, well, to me, the American flag is a symbol of tyranny and oppression. And of course, people got all upset about it and said, "Oh, you don't look too oppressed, making millions of dollars every year." And it's like, you don't fucking get it. They didn't get it in the '90s. The Trump type of people don't get it now. The country was built upon the backs of black people for free. Okay, that's what it's about, and it's still about us oppressing people here, us oppressing people in other countries in the name of oil and money and other types of power. Yeah. So people got all up in arms. He was not quite blackballed out of the league, but it was pretty close to a Colin Kaepernick type of situation. People were very upset with him. White people were very upset with him. But look at who's in the stands. White people. When you get upset about something, why don't you get upset about when you see 70% of a league, let's say the NFL, 70% of the league is black, and you can maybe on a good day in Atlanta see 10% of the crowd being black, and that's in a city that's 2/3 black. So we know where the money is. We know who's spending it. We know who's going to these games. It's white people. Let's be honest about that right off the bat. Just look in the stands. Just look. Just open your fucking eyes and look. Okay? Getting a little upset about this one. So that's my take on the national anthem. That it's unnecessary. One of my favorite comics. His name is Doug Stanhope. He's very gritty. He's very real, but he's on point and he's funny. And he says, "You don't need to sell a product if it's good. You don't need to be told how great your country is if it's a good country, right? I don't need to have the national anthem shoved in my face. I don't need to have the Pledge of Allegiance shoved in my face to tell me how great it is here if it's great." And his example, which was funny, is they said, "You ever taken drugs?" And of course, a bunch of people in the crowd, "Woo, yeah, of course we take drugs." You ever seen them advertised? No, they sell themselves because they're awesome. You don't need to see food advertised. I mean, restaurants, yes, but I don't know why grocery stores even advertise, to be honest. Like, yeah, we got to go there. We got to come, and if I want to live, I got to come get your product. And same with this country. Why? You don't need to advertise. I live here. I was born here. I don't have much of a choice. I like it here, but it's not a perfect country. God forbid you question it. So, to Pledge of Allegiance, I have some experience in that realm because as an educator for the last 6 years, I have been a paraprofessional with special needs kids, as many of you know, at the elementary level and now at the high school level. In the elementary level, we did it. We did it over the PA system. It was very infrequent, actually. It was really inconsistent, depending upon the principal, and not only that, just if they've remembered to play it at the beginning of the day. Some teachers did it, some didn't. I'd say maybe 50-50, maybe even less than that, as part of the way they wanted to start their day and maybe have what they felt was have kids respect the country or whatever. And then in high school, they do it over the PA. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And very few people stop and cover their heart, including myself. And like a few people do, but for the most part, most of us are just walking around, just getting through it. Just can we just start our day without this indoctrination? I will tell you, when I was a kid in the 70s, we pretty much stood for it and recited it every day. It was a very different world in the 70s, as many of you know. And we'd just stand next to our desk and we'd all say it and didn't really think about it much and weren't very rebellious about it, but it was just something that was done because it had been done for quite a while. And we were still in the Cold War, so that was something that, Russians bad, Americans good. Don't think any further than that. And please say Pledge of Allegiance. Make sure you put God in it, because we put that in back in the 40s when we were afraid of the Red Menace. And just do that. And you're a kid, so you just do what you're told and you get on with it. And I honestly don't remember it ever being foisted upon us in middle school or high school. I could be wrong. Maybe my memory's short. But I don't remember it then. I definitely remember it as a kid in the 70s in elementary school, though. No, I don't see the need. I would love for anyone that gets on here to make arguments with me. Make a decent, cogent argument about why we need something. Like I said, my best argument is through a comedian that says, hey, if it's such a great place here, why do I need to be told it's a great place? Why do I need to be convinced of that by a song that was written, 250 years ago, by a pledge that was written, I don't know how many years ago, but then added had God added to it, so probably 100-year-old thing. I don't need these things. I know the greatness and I know the badness of this country. All right, thanks you guys. That was episode 43. I'll see you guys next time for 44. Come up with some more stuff. In the meantime, don't boycott the Dallas Mavericks because that's just dumb. All right, have a great night or day or whatever you're having. Bye.